We started out shooting the ball right from the beginning. Tyus hit those three early threes. We had good ball movement. Our defense was good, really good. And we had a dead spot starting out the second half. I thought that Tyler Lydon hit a big three to get us a little separation, and then we just got the ball to Andrew, and he just didn't miss anything. He got going. One of the best shooting performances that I've seen. He just was going to make everything, and they did a really good job. Tyus Battle found him, Tyler Lydon found him, Johnny found him. They all looked for him, and he made some shots. But I think our defense was better than it's been, and obviously when you shoot the ball like that from the three, it's hard to beat that. Questions?
Does it say anything about these guys that they lose that 16-point lead and it gets down to three and they're able to find ways to?
Well, a 16-point lead doesn't matter when it's in the first 5 minutes. It's just starting, the game started. But we started very poorly the second half. That was a real key. We just got off to a really bad start. We missed a layup inside. Two guys had an opportunity to get one back and put back. We didn't get it. We had a loose ball down the other end. They got it, made a layup. It was just a combination of things. I think to score 90 points against Georgia Tech's a very good defensive team. They change up. They do everything. We handled it really well. When they changed back and forth, we did a good job of getting the right positions and getting the ball in the right places and finishing. But I thought, again, when we shoot the ball, anybody that shoots the ball like that, you're going to win a lot of games. But, we shot it well from start to finish.
Is this the kind of season you expected to get from Andrew White?
You never know. You don't know what you're going to get when you have a guy you've never seen play. He's never been in our system. I think he's been our most consistent player all year. The teams that just face guard him have kept him from getting his. But when people play any kind of normal defense, he's getting his shots. He's gotten better, really gotten better at going to the basket. I think that's been a big improvement in his game. And I think with him and Tyus both, I think Tyus has really improved tremendously, and from beginning to now. He's putting the ball, making plays, making good defensive plays. I think he's really improved. I think John has figured out what we need to do, what we need from him. I think we've got to get Tyler Lydon and Torian playing a little bit better moving forward this week coming up, and I think Tyler Roberson's given us some good stuff. He can do more, and we'll see what happens.
Jim, you mentioned your defense. You seem to make a committed effort to trapping Lammers on the short corner.
Well, we always want to trap the short corner, and we did it better tonight. We didn't do it very well. They didn't throw it as much in Atlanta to the short corner, but we rotated better. We got the steals coming across, and that was the difference there. Lammers is a really good player. He made some really good blocks today, and he's easily, to me, the most improved player in our league. He's really come a long ways. I think their team they've done a great job. I think they play with purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. And they're a very difficult team to play against. This team beat North Carolina, Florida State, Notre Dame. Those are three top 20 teams, really, top 15, top 20 teams. And Josh's done a great job with that team. They've really played well together. And when we shoot it like that, we're going to beat anybody.
Jim, you watch Daywan Cohen work every day.
He can't move. He literally cannot move.
What did that ovation mean
Well,
to you?
he's a great kid. He's as good a kid as we've ever had in the program. I think he could have been a really good player, but not with those knees. When it happened, they told me he would not be able to come back to play. That was it, period. No questions about it. He worked really hard. I think that he somehow played through this, that just on sheer will and determination. Because when you see him now, he can't move in practice. He literally can't get up and down, and it's sad to see. I mean, he's an unbelievable kid. He worked 2 years to be able to play at all, and he made a contribution. But at this year, it's gone the other way, and he will never admit it. But he just can't move out there. But the fans have been great. Our fans have been great all year. This was another example of just unbelievable support that we've had, and we've been great at home. We get one call against Louisville at the end of the game, we've gone undefeated at home. And our fans have been tremendous. They've given us a huge lift. They've been a lot better than normal. Our fans are always good, but I think they were even better this year, even better.
How valuable is it when John's getting, double-digit assists?
Well, he's the key for us. John has to be there. He has to get in the lane, make plays, and make shots when they're there. But he's been the difference. We started out, we were 8-6, and we were 0-1 in the league, and we had got whipped up at Boston College, coming off the St. John's game. We just didn't play. And from that moment on, we've been 10-7 in the hardest, toughest league in the country. And people talk about road wins, so we've had 2. Everybody else in our league's had 3. There's 4 teams right above us that had 3 road wins in our league. And I think going into today, there was 1 team with a winning record on the road in our league, and I think they were 5-4. And everybody else has got 3 or 4 wins. So it's very hard to get wins in this league, very, very hard. But it's also very, very hard to get 10 wins in this league. And not only that, but to beat top 10 teams. We beat 3 top 10 teams this year, whether they're rated there or not, that's where they were. And, Miami's moved up into the top 20-some, and, so we've got 6-7 wins against the top 25 to 50 teams, and 3 or 4 after that. So again, after the start we had, I think it was mostly thought we probably wouldn't quite make the NIT, at one point. And to come back from that with all new players, we had to change. We put Torian in there. We made John the point guard, and those were the high risk or risky moves, but they had to be made. And John stepped up, Torian stepped up, and Tyler Roberson's responded pretty well off the bench. And the continued improvement from Tyus has made us a pretty solid basketball team.
Jim, how will you look back on the career of Tyler Roberson?
He's done it. Tyler and Day One have done everything they could here to compete and to get better. And with Tyler Roberson, it's the sad thing is he has not been. If he could shoot, he'd be a really good college player. He can't make a foul shot or a 15-foot shot. And when he gets the ball in those positions where guys would score, he has to dribble out and pass it out. Now we have to start all over again. So our offense, it just is affecting our offense. And people know that he's going to try to rebound, so they try to keep him off the boards. And, he hasn't been able to get there like he did a few times last year. But, he struggles to shoot the basketball, and it's tough to play this game when you can't shoot the basketball. That's the biggest thing. But he's going to graduate. He's given us 4 years. He's played as hard as he could for 4 years. Day One, the same thing. He has graduated. He's going to get his master's. He's given us everything he can. He's tried as hard as he could, and that's all you can ask a player to do. That's it. That's what I'll remember. It's not always, well, he did this or he did this. It's, what effort. When Trevor Cooney graduated, I felt like he gave us everything he could every day, plus something. And that's what I remember. It's not necessarily how good you are. It's what did you do to get yourself to be the best you could be, and did you compete? Did you try as hard as you could? And that's all you can ask from a player as a coach. That's all I ask from our players. And if you don't get better shooting it, or you're not a good ball handler or something, I mean it's just something that nothing you can do about, But both our seniors have done everything that we've asked them to do. And Doyen has been a great guy, great practice player. He's improved more than anybody on our team. He's not bad now. But the two fifth-year guys came in here not knowing what doing. It's much more difficult to do that, especially for a point guard. Very, very difficult. Hicks, who was a great Ivy League point guard, doesn't even get in the games at Louisville. It's hard. It's really hard for point guards. I think John has really shown some big strides this year. I talked to his mother yesterday. I said, I wish I had John one more year. If he had one more year, the way we play, he'd be an all-league player. I absolutely would be. And but it's hard when you just have 1 year to fit in, and changing all your other habits. It's been very difficult. And but nobody ever said that this was easy.
Given just how unconventional Georgia Tech can be with both offense, defense, is playing them a second time maybe more beneficial?
I think they're very good defensively, and they either do the matchup or they switch and play man. And they're obviously better in the matchup, but we shot the ball well. They had to play man, and we were able to get stuff against them in the man. But it's hard to play a good matchup. A good matchup is the hardest defense to play against. Louisville plays it, and it's a very difficult defense to play against. And I think Georgia Tech has done a fantastic job with their defense. They won 8 games in this league. They've beaten a lot of really good teams, and I think they were picked to be. They're probably next to last, or last probably. They probably picked last, I think. And they've won 8 games. That's the biggest surprise of all the things that have happened in the league this year. They're by far the biggest surprise. They've got the most improved player and the coach of the year, in my mind, without any question. And they deserve a lot of credit. I mean, they played a lot of people tough too. They had a shot at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's really good. They had a shot at Notre Dame last week to win that game. They've done a fantastic job with that team.
With the ACC tournament in Brooklyn next week, how much does that maybe help you guys out?
Well, it really helped us a lot against South Carolina.
But a pro Syracuse crowd, I mean, it's a little bit of a different take.
Yeah, we had that then too. Fans haven't scored any points in any games I've ever been to. We need to go down and play well. That's what'll help.
Coach, do you feel this is the most teaching job you and your staff has done this year in a while?
I don't know. We try to teach every year. Sometimes it might work better than other years, but like I said, when we were 8-6, I think we were thinking a little bit about, can we get to 500, period? Can we even get there at that point? So, we were 8-6, and we had Pittsburgh coming in, and they'd just beaten Virginia in overtime, and we hadn't beaten Pittsburgh in about 10 years. And, we went out and played a great game. Then Miami came in, we played another great game and kind of got things going a little bit. But it's been a really, whenever you're playing 4 new players, 4 first-year players in the starting lineup and a sophomore, that's not easy. That's a difficult for this league to play. We're by far, in terms of experience, we have the least experienced team in this league that played in this league. We have 4 first-year players in the ACC and a sophomore. So that's for them to, they've come a long ways, and I think that we're a pretty good basketball team, and when we get shooting the ball, we're a real good basketball team, real good. Okay?
Thanks, Syracuse locker room's open.